Hey, man. How's it going?
Pretty good. How are you?
I'm good, man. I'm good. What are you up to?
Just getting ready to fire up the old barbecue, make some dinner.
Nice, nice.
Yeah.
So, talk to me about your last fight in Bellator.
Well, I got my butt whooped. But, yeah, it was a pretty tough fight against Marlon. He rocked me pretty early and actually fractured my jaw. So somehow I survived for another couple minutes, and then he ended up, submitting me towards the end of that first round. But, very disappointing, Definitely was hoping I'd get a different result, out of that. So.
Yeah, do you ever have a problem cutting to featherweight?
No, not really. I think actually maybe I have a little bit of room to grow as far as maybe building a couple more pounds of muscle mass to fill in a little bit more to featherweight. But, I'm definitely way too small for lightweight and way too big for, that bantamweight class. So featherweight's definitely a good fit for me, I think.
Okay.
And I'm comfortable there.
Cool. So when can we expect to see you back in the cage?
I'm not sure. I'm kind of playing the waiting game right now. I'm not sure what Bellator is going to do with me, if they're going to, make me string together a couple fights, hopefully get some wins and some non-tournament bouts, or kind of, keep my fingers crossed. Maybe I get another crack at another featherweight tournament, and I'm just really anxious to see what Bellator wants to do with me, if what they have in store as far as my future. But I'm just really anxious to kind of get back in there and make a statement as far as me as a featherweight, and be as a a top level competitor as a featherweight in Bellator. So it definitely not satisfied with the showing that I had in my debut as going against Marlon in the last one. So.
Okay, man. Where are you training these days, and just some of the guys you're training with?
I train out of Millennia MMA. So one of my training partners is my brother is number one. He's always my training partner, Tommy. And then I train with Georgie Kirakian. I'm not sure how to pronounce his last name, but I always just call him Georgie.
Right.
I'm going to attempt to pronounce his last name. But, he's basically, Georgie's one of the guys that I train with very consistently, and one of the guys that I, train with that has more of a name that, most people know or can recognize. So, that's pretty much it as far as, just a bunch of guys that are always just, up-and-comers in the game.
Sure. So. What do you think about all these injuries going down, especially in the UFC, while the fighters are training? Think there's anything that can be done to limit the injuries?
I'm not really sure. It's very interesting. I think a lot of it has to do with me personally. I kind of think a lot of it has to do with a lot of these guys trying to drop weight classes and make that. They're already, we've got some of these guys that are just making these tremendous cuts to these lower weight classes, and through my experience with wrestling and as far as in my collegiate career and dealing with weight cutting, from what I've seen, it's that's just the wear and tear on your body, and the just cutting that weight, it just depletes your. And if you're not doing it correctly, and if you're just cutting too much weight to begin with, it's just going to make you weaker. It makes those tendons and those ligaments and everything else in your body just that much weaker, and depletes all the vitamins and everything you got. So yeah, I think that has a huge emphasis on the way these guys are starting to get injured and get hurt. And it's kind of crazy. You know, I mean, these guys are testing the waters and trying to see how. And it amazes me how some of these guys are cutting this weight to make some of these weight classes. So.
Yeah, for sure, man. Just talk to me about what's your greatest fight in your career so far?
Well, I would probably have to say my fight against my first loss against Wilson Hayes would probably be, you know, the greatest one. You know, that fight I definitely felt rolled as far as, you know, the scramble, the execution, the way things went. You know, and I couldn't finish him, and you know, so it kind of went to the scorecard, and the judges didn't rule in my favor. But, you know, as far as, you know, me feeling good and just making an exciting fight, you know what I mean, and the satisfaction of, you know, walking out of there knowing that I gave everything I had, you know, that was it, definitely.
Okay, man, we're asking everyone this question because the fight's just about a week away. Actually, I think it's 2 weeks away. Chael Sonnen versus Anderson Silva. Who'd you got?
I'm going to have to go with Chael Sonnen just because I'm going to root for the old USA.
Good stuff, man. Fantasy fight time. If you could fight anyone, past or present, who would it be?
Oof. You know, I'm not sure. That's a good question. You know, right now I'd probably, if I could fight anybody, it would probably be Jose Aldo, just because he's the best featherweight right now in the world as far as I can see, and you know, he's unstoppable. You know, and I'd love to get in there and see what I could throw at him, see if I can get him.
For sure, man. Okay, do you want to promote your Twitter or Facebook?
Yeah, you know what I mean? If I want people to hit me up, Roberto Vargas 45 on Twitter, and try to follow me. I'm trying to be a little bit more active on there and come up with some good stuff to keep people entertained. So.
Good stuff, man. We appreciate your time. Yeah, thank you very much for doing the interview, man.
No problem. I'm glad I got the opportunity to do this. So,
okay, enjoy the barbecue.
Right on. Thank you very much. You have a great weekend yourself.
You too. Bye.